Welcome everyone. In this series we are going to discuss little different topics. So first of all, I would like to highlight one point. As we discussed, for a proper transportation of your data, we need to have two addresses. One is considered as your layer 2 address and another is considered as layer 3 address. Is very important. So for proper transportation of your data, these two addresses are very important, where the layer 2 addresses are basically your MAC address, and it is also called as your physical address, as we discussed. Similarly, your layer 3 addresses are basically the IP address, and it is also known as the logical address. Make sure for the proper transportation of your data, you need to have the IP addresses as well as the MAC addresses into the picture. Then only it is possible to transport. Okay, so let's try and understand. Let's say you have two different PC A and B, where I am going to consider the MAC address for this PC is 000A, let's say, and for this is your 000B, and the IP address for this particular PC I am considering 10.0.0.1, and for this PC is 10.0.0.2. Now try to understand, for this particular PC, if you have any data and you want to transport that data to this particular PCB, you need to have this information. See, this data I want to transfer it to this particular machine here, but by default it is not at all possible to transfer this particular data here directly. No, you know what, the data will be like this. This is considered, this is your source and this is your destination system. Fine. So source is your 10.0.0.1 and source MAC address is 000A. Destination is 10.0.0.2 and destination MAC address is unknown for this particular PCA. For this particular PCA, the destination MAC address is unknown. Let's say you are going to PCA and giving ping command, ping 10.0.0.2. So in that case, 10.0.0.2 you are giving it because you know the IP addresses, but you do not know the MAC addresses. So what you will have to do, you will have to bring that particular MAC address here. Then only you will be able to transport your data to this. It's all about, you need to bring 000B into this particular field. Then only this packet will be able to reach to the proper destinations along with your actual data. Fine. But how can you bring this particular 00B here? See, there are two things. For this particular PCA, two methods. The first is manually. Manually you can tell to this particular PCA that hey, this is 000B is the MAC address for this particular PCB. A static way you can give manually, so that it will maintain that into something known as its ARP table. Right? Apart from that, mostly you will not find this static way. We do not use. The second method is your dynamic method, and that's where you go for a protocol which is known as ARP, address resolution protocols. And this address resolution protocols will help you to resolve the MAC addresses of your destination system by using the IP address. Dynamic way. So manually it is possible, a static way it is possible, but we do not. What we do, we go for dynamic by using the address resolution protocols. It's all about your address resolution protocol is nothing but ARP, which is basically used to learn the MAC address of destination device by using its IP addresses in simple term, and then only you will be able to perform the transportation of your data here. Fine. So as of now we are going to discuss the basics of your ARP, basics of your address resolution protocol, and we will see the couple of points here in this. Again I am repeating, we are going to discuss the basics of your address resolution protocols. Let's get started. What is ARP? Read this. So basically ARP, Address Resolution Protocol, ARP is one of the protocol which is used to find the MAC addresses of the host by its known IP addresses. Fine. Make sure your ARP protocol works on layer 2 data link layer and ARP concept used within IP version 4 only. There is one more version, IP version 6. We do not have any kind of address resolution protocol in IP version 6. ARP is only in IP version 4. And make sure ARP request is always a broadcast request and ARP response is always a unicast response. What is this? I will discuss after some time in the next video, that what is broadcast and what is unicast ARP request and how it works in detail. Read this. ARPs always generate onto the same network only. ARP never generates onto the different networks. Never. ARP will be only generated if the source and destination IP addresses are into the same network. If the source and destination IP addresses are into the different network, the ARP will not be generated here. That's very important to remember. Now, you need to remember there are different type of ARP we have here. Like majorly you have 5 type of ARP, but we do not discuss that 5 type of ARP here. We will discuss just 2 or 3 type of ARP in this. So you have ARP, which is basic one, address resolution protocol, which is basically used to find, see, by using layer 3 address you can resolve layer 2. Means by using MAC addresses, IP address, you can resolve layer 2 in the sense MAC address. RARP, reverse address resolution protocol. It's all about by using MAC address, I mean layer 2 address, you can resolve layer 3, that is IP addresses. What is Gracious ARP? Gracious ARP is nothing but it is basically used to find the duplicate IP address detection, or you can see IP conflict. IP conflict is all about the GRP is used to find the IP addresses in the network, whether the unique IP address is assigned or not. It's like if 10.0.0.1 is assigned to a computer, that IP addresses cannot be assigned within the network again. That's going to be your GRP. Proxy ARP, which is out of the scope, we are not going to discuss this. So Gracious is this. Read this. Gracious ARP is basically used for advanced network scenarios. Sometimes it is basically used by your computers while your computer is booting up. When your computer is booted up, it will check your network interface card is okay or not, and then it will perform a particular ARP request, and that is a broadcast which will goes to your complete network itself. Always remember, it is basically used to find the duplicate IP address itself. And make sure this ARP is basically used in a specific scenario of the IP conflict and DHCP as well. Where in DHCP, that I will discuss later, not now. We will discuss this in detail. Gracious ARP is useful to detect the IP conflict. This is very important. That's it for this particular chapter. We will see you into the different videos with the detailed discussion on this ARP.